So there's really two different models for building and growing a business. And it's really important to understand what model you're building, because understanding how you're wired and understanding the model that's going to work best with who you are can be the difference between a business that feels aligned and easeful because it's connected in a way that meets you, versus one where you feel like you're constantly pushing or hustling to be someone you aren't and to show up in a way that just doesn't match your blueprint. So two models for building a business. There's the volume model and there's the depth model. The volume model is the predominant model for growing and scaling a business, which is high volume of customers, lower intimacy, and generally if we look at like the elements of the business, oftentimes the reason we need higher volume is because the individual aspects of the business aren't necessarily optimized for maximum resonance. So if you look at a traditional business model, you kind of stuff a bunch of people through the top. You create an experience that, might be like, okay. And, some people stick around. A lot of people don't. And there's a lot of businesses out there who have been able to grow and scale successfully using this approach. For me, as someone who is a highly sensitive person and whose gift is attunement, this model never really worked for me. And one of the reasons why it doesn't work for folks who are more wired for resonance and depth is because the way that you are wired does not support the model of volume. So on the other side of things, we have this idea of depth over volume, which is basically more of a boutique style business with a smaller number of customers. You can come down, sweetie. I'm just recording a video. We're just going on a walk right now. You probably don't want to be on camera, do you?
I love the camera.
Okay. So you've got the model that is more about depth and intimacy and resonance, where you have a smaller number of clients, but those clients have much higher lifetime value because they feel deeply connected with you because you're showing up in a way that is creating intimacy with them so they stick around for longer, which means you need a lot less clients to grow a successful business. You're creating content and showing up in a way that is deeper. And so your resonance is going to be much narrower, right? You're not going to connect with as many people, but the people you do connect with are going to be deeply, deeply resonant with what you share. And for me, as someone who is wired for sensitivity and depth, I fought this model for a long time because it's not the predominant way that you're taught how to grow a business. Most people will tell you it's all about posting more. It's all about signing more clients. It's all about expanding horizontally versus vertically. And this is the fundamental distinction that I think is so important to understand in business. Are you someone who is wired for volume, in other words, for horizontal growth, where the way that you're going to grow and the aligned way to grow is going to be to expand your client base, to build more of a higher volume, lower intimacy type of business? Or are you someone who's wired for depth? In which case, trying to build with a business model that does not fit your natural archetype is going to burn you out. Once you understand who you are, then you can look at the business and say, okay, how do we build in alignment? And that is the difference between a business that is a joy to run versus one where you constantly feel like you're pushing it uphill because you're fighting against how you're naturally wired. By the way, Kimberly's here. This is a big part of the work that we do inside the Collective Mastermind, which, my intention for this community, and this is a space where we're approaching the journey of business growth from the inside out, where there isn't this cookie cutter, one size fits all way of growing businesses, but more so we're working together in a intimate, higher touch way to really be able to customize and tailor your business around who you are. so that you can build in a way that feels sustainable. Build in a way where business growth feels effortless because you're not fighting who you are, but we build the model in a way that's congruent with who you are on the inside. So you can unlock more growth, more clients, more income, and more impact in a way that feels like you. Effortless, Kimberly reminds me to say. Thank you. So come join us. It's just an incredible space. I'd love to have a conversation about whether or not it's aligned. There's a link down below to submit an application. You can learn more about what's inside. Just an incredible space and community, and I would love, love, love for you to be a part of it. So I hope this helped you today. Sending you lots of love. We're going to finish this walk with my dog and Kimberly. Have a great rest of your day.